The conscious millionaire. Your breathing, frequency, and reality. Creation. Imagine for a moment that every breath you take is not just a biological mechanism necessary for survival, but an act of creation. From the very first moment of your existence, the air that entered your lungs was the first bridge between you and the reality you would shape. Modern quantum science and ancient spiritual traditions show us that there is far more happening when we breathe than merely transporting oxygen through the body. Every breath is an opportunity to emit frequency, shape your perception, and directly influence the world around you. The conscious millionaire understands that true wealth is not only in the bank account or the assets one accumulates, but in the ability to generate value, energy, and inner coherence. While many people spend their lives chasing money, opportunities, or status, a highly conscious millionaire understands that financial reality is a direct reflection of the quality of their energy, presence, and breathing. Wallace Wattles once said that abundance is not a static state. It grows, evolves, and multiplies when nurtured from the inside out. Each conscious breath is a fertilizer that prepares the ground for the expansion of one's financial, emotional, and spiritual field. Observing the breathing patterns of most people, we notice something curious. They take around 23,000 breaths a day, mostly unconsciously, rushing between tasks, memories of the past, and anxieties about the future. This mechanical, shallow, and automatic breathing transmits a survival frequency, keeping people trapped in cycles of scarcity and limitation. They try to change their reality by focusing only on thoughts, external circumstances, or superficial visualization techniques. But the root of the problem, the way they breathe and the energy they emit, remains untouched. The conscious millionaire, on the other hand, perceives each breath as an act of manifestation. By breathing with presence, intention, and reverence, they transform consciousness itself into a channel of creation. Quantum physics confirms that observation alters the state of reality. Thus, the conscious act of breathing and aligning one's internal frequency directly contributes to reorganizing external reality. This is the secret that separates those who merely dream of wealth from those who manifest it consistently and deeply. It's not about controlling the external world, but about aligning the internal world with the frequency of abundance. Ancient spiritual traditions, from the yogi's prana to the Hebrew ruach, remind us that air is not just oxygen. It is vital energy, a sacred bridge between the physical and the divine. The Egyptians taught that each breath could awaken different chambers of consciousness. The yogis discovered that by breathing consciously, they not only altered their internal state, but also the fabric of reality around them. When you begin to breathe with awareness, you realize that your body is not just a vessel of flesh and bone, but a living temple, a sacred space that stores memories, emotions, and frequencies that shape everything you attract and manifest. Studying breathing patterns, we notice that specific emotions are intrinsically linked to certain respiratory forms. Anxiety produces short, rapid breaths. Peace generates deep, prolonged inhalations. Each feeling you experience creates an energetic signature that the conscious millionaire learns to perceive, adjust, and use to attract abundance. What differentiates mechanical from sacred breathing is awareness. The first happens with you, the second happens through you, with you as an active participant in the dialogue between your mind, body, and the quantum field. The conscious millionaire does not struggle against external circumstances. They understand that scarcity is a reflection of a disorganized energy field, not a sentence about life. Each conscious breath reprograms this field, reorganizing the experiences, opportunities, and people that enter their life. It is in this space of internal alignment that true financial and spiritual freedom begins. When you are no longer a prisoner of thoughts, fears, or conditioning, but the conscious observer, the one who shapes reality with every gesture, word, and inspiration. Reflecting on this leads to a profound shift. You begin to realize that money and wealth are external manifestations of internal coherence. When you breathe with presence, you create a magnetic field of abundance that attracts aligned opportunities. Scientifically, this is validated by the HeartMath Institute, which demonstrates that the human heart emits an electromagnetic field extending 2.5 meters, or 8 feet, from the body. This field is directly influenced by breathing patterns. Chaotic breathing, chaotic field. Deep conscious breathing, Jacques' harmonious field. The key for the conscious millionaire is not to seek wealth as an end, but to cultivate an internal state of alignment, clarity, and presence, from which wealth naturally becomes a consequence. Awareness of breathing, pausing, and observing transforms you from someone who reacts to circumstances into someone who creates circumstances. Each pause between inhalation and exhalation is an opportunity to access what the ancients called the eye of the needle, the point between what was and what will be, where all possibilities exist. By contemplating each breath, we realize that life is composed of cycles and pauses. The conscious millionaire learns to inhabit these spaces, resting in the field of possibilities, allowing life to organize itself around their presence. They do not force struggle or despair. They breathe, observe, and allow reality to align with the frequency of abundance. This is the secret that enables a few to achieve not only material wealth, but inner, emotional, and spiritual richness, creating lives of impact, legacy, and meaning. From this awareness, we understand that every decision, every action, and every thought is permeated by the pattern of breath. Conscious breathing is not an isolated practice. It is the essence of manifestation, the instrument that connects you to the infinite intelligence of the universe. True transformation for the conscious millionaire begins within, with the realization that breathing is not merely surviving, but creating, and that each act of creation, consciously or unconsciously, shapes the flow of wealth, opportunities, and experiences in life. When we internalize this truth, we understand that wealth is a direct reflection of the frequency we emit, and this frequency is shaped by something as simple, yet profound, as the rhythm of our breathing. Each sacred breath is an opportunity to recalibrate your energy, dissolve blockages, align body, mind, and spirit, and tune into the infinite flow of abundance that exists in the universe. The conscious millionaire does not seek wealth as escapism or conquest, but as an expression of elevated consciousness, where each breath is an act of creation. It is in this alignment between breathing, frequency, and intention that the true secret of success manifests: the ability to co-create with the universe, to transform chaos into order and scarcity into abundance, becoming not only rich but whole, fulfilled, and enlightened. The quantum pause power, how the millionaire creates their reality. Imagine for a moment that every second of your life is not just a point in time, but a doorway to infinite possibilities. Most people rush through their routines, lost in thoughts, schedules, and worries, without realizing that the space between each action, each breath, and each thought holds the potential for the deepest transformation. It is in this space, the quantum pause, that the true conscious millionaire operates, not merely reacting to life, but creating the reality they wish to experience. The concept of the quantum pause may seem abstract, but it is deeply rooted in principles of physics and spirituality. Quantum mechanics shows us that the observer alters the state of reality. Every act of attention, every moment of presence, every conscious pause influences the fabric of the universe. For the conscious millionaire, this is not just a theory. It is a practical, invisible, yet powerful tool that shapes wealth, opportunities, and relationships. The quantum pause is the point where intention meets potential, and where reality begins to align with the frequency of abundance. While many people remain trapped in the relentless flow of thought, the conscious millionaire understands that excessive mental activity and constant rush scatter energy, block intuition, and generate internal chaos that manifests externally. They know that real wealth is not created by forcing, controlling, or struggling. It is created by inhabiting the space between events, observing, and aligning with the energy of the universe. The quantum pause is active rest, a vibrant presence that allows the infinite intelligence of the cosmos to organize circumstances in their favor. Each of us experiences brief moments when time seems to slow down. Perhaps during a crisis, a moment of contemplation, or when completely absorbed by love or the beauty around us. These moments are natural glimpses of the quantum pause, when the flow of consciousness calms and perception expands beyond the usual. The conscious millionaire learns to access these moments deliberately, turning them into a daily co-creation practice. By breathing deeply and becoming aware of the pause between one inhale and the next, we realize that these brief intervals are not empty. They are the core of creation. It is the point where the mind does not interfere, emotions settle, and pure intention can be projected into the universe. It is also where the millionaire realizes that it is not effort, but the frequency they emit, that organizes opportunities, people, and resources in their life. In everyday life, we are conditioned to react. We feel fear, anxiety, or frustration and immediately try to change the external situation, rather than recognizing that true power lies in our internal frequency. The conscious millionaire understands that reacting to chaos creates more chaos. Observing with presence creates coherence. Each quantum pause is a chance to interrupt the automatic reaction cycle and enter the state of conscious creation. Ancient spiritual traditions have always recognized the importance of this space between moments. Egyptians, Tibetans, yogis, and mystics of all eras knew that true action arises from inner silence, from consciousness that remains centered even when the external world is turbulent. For them, the pause was sacred, the place where the inner divinity could guide the body, mind, and spirit. The conscious millionaire revives this wisdom by realizing that each moment of stillness is not passivity, but absolute power. Modern science confirms what the ancients taught. Research from the HeartMath Institute shows that the human heart emits an electromagnetic field highly sensitive to the quality of breath and consciousness. When we breathe consciously and deeply, our energetic frequency becomes coherent, sending waves of harmony to our environment and the people around us. This is the invisible mechanism that allows a millionaire to positively influence interactions, negotiations, and decisions. Even without a single word or direct action, the conscious millionaire understands that while most people waste 23,000 breaths a day in mechanical patterns, they can use each one of these opportunities to emit coherence, clarity, and alignment. Every quantum pause is like a golden thread weaving their reality. Every moment of presence is a chance to reorganize events, find unexpected solutions, and open doors that once seemed impossible. Wealth and abundance are merely external manifestations of this internal alignment. Reflecting deeply on the quantum pause leads to another powerful insight. Life is a dance between movement and silence, action and contemplation, energy and presence. Most people are always moving, seeking answers, chasing goals, trying to fill voids. The conscious millionaire understands that the true movement that transforms reality is invisible, silent, and emerges from the stability and coherence cultivated within. They do not chase wealth. They tune into the frequency of abundance, and wealth finds them. It is important to realize that this pause is not something distant or esoteric for daily life. It exists in the simple act of mindful breathing, in the moment between inhalation and exhalation, in the instant before reacting to a situation, in the small space between thought and decision. It is the point of contact between intention and manifestation, accessible at any moment, even during the most mundane tasks. By adopting this awareness, the millionaire transforms every interaction into an opportunity to create harmony and attract abundance. They recognize that people, events, and resources are influenced by their frequency. By cultivating presence, calm, and coherence, they become a magnet for everything they desire, naturally and aligned, not forced. This is the power of the quantum pause. It allows the universe to organize itself in favor of the individual who has learned to inhabit the space of invisible power. The true wealth of the conscious millionaire is therefore a direct reflection of the quality of their attention and the frequency they emit through their breath and presence. They do not seek to control everything, but align with the flow of life, allowing opportunities to flow to them, the right people to appear at the right time, and unexpected solutions to reveal themselves. It is an approach based on coherence, not effort, on presence, not anxiety. The quantum pause also reveals another dimension. The conscious millionaire recognizes that time is not linear. Each moment of mindful attention is like a seed planted in fertile soil that will bloom at the right time. They understand that while many try to force immediate results, true power lies in active patience and conscious presence. It is in this state that potential transforms into tangible reality, where ideas materialize and resources align with almost miraculous precision. By internalizing the power of the quantum pause, we realize that the secret of wealth is not working more or running faster, but being deeper, more conscious, and more present. Every action of the conscious millionaire emerges from silence, observation, perception, and clear intention. Financial, emotional, and spiritual abundance is not pursued. It is naturally attracted as a consequence of living in alignment with the universe's frequency. Reflecting on this leads us to a final, powerful conclusion. The conscious millionaire is, above all, a master of attention, presence, and breath. They are not dominated by external circumstances or incessant thoughts. They breathe, pause, and observe, and it is in this state that they create, manifest, and transform their reality. They do not force, manipulate, or struggle. They simply inhabit the space of invisible power, allowing the universe to reorganize around them according to their coherent frequency. The conscious millionaire and the inner temple. How the body and consciousness create wealth. The true conscious millionaire understands that wealth begins within oneself, before manifesting in the external world. It is not merely about money, property, or social status. It is about an internal architecture of power, presence, and energy, where the body, mind, and spirit are aligned with the frequency of abundance. This alignment is what transforms the human body into a living temple, capable of channeling energy, creativity, and prosperity into all areas of life. Since ancient times, civilizations such as the Egyptians, Hindus, and Hebrews recognized that the body is a sacred vehicle, not only for survival but for manifesting higher realities. Each organ, each energy center, each breathing pattern has a purpose. The Egyptians, for example, built temples aligned with the stars, with each stone positioned to channel cosmic energy. Similarly, the conscious millionaire understands that their body is the temple where the energy of creation can be directed with intention and precision. Body awareness is the first step in building this inner temple. Many people live disconnected from their physical sensations, ignoring subtle signs of tension, blockage, or discomfort. Rigid shoulders, shallow breathing, accelerated heartbeats, all indicate internal incoherence that translates into financial, emotional, and relational challenges. The conscious millionaire does not ignore these signals. They observe, understand, and harmonize them, knowing that the state of the body directly influences the reality that manifests. In this context, breathing becomes a fundamental tool. Each conscious inhale sends signals to the nervous system, heart, and brain, promoting energetic coherence. When breathing is deep, rhythmic, and intentional, the body responds by releasing tension, balancing hormones, and enhancing mental clarity. For the millionaire, breathing is not just physiology. It is an act of creation. Each breath is an opportunity to align internal frequency with the energy of prosperity, opening channels for ideas, opportunities, and connections that once seemed inaccessible. Reflecting on the body as a temple leads to another profound insight. Our life experiences are physically stored in our body. Every trauma, disappointment, or unprocessed emotion leaves marks in the tissues. Tense shoulders may carry responsibilities that do not belong to us. A closed chest may hold resentment or fear of loss. A blocked throat may reflect unspoken words and repressed truths. For the conscious millionaire, recognizing these manifestations is not just self-awareness, and it is the key to unlocking the energy needed for abundance. The practice of inhabiting the body consciously allows it to become a channel for the intelligence of the universe. While most people seek external solutions, the millionaire looks inward. They understand that every decision, action, and insight arises from an aligned body, not a scattered mind. This alignment creates clarity, focus, and the ability to perceive previously invisible opportunities. It is the difference between chasing wealth and being naturally attracted to it. Another deep dimension of this practice is the relationship between bodily energy and intention. Ancient traditions called the body's energy centers chakras, or in Egyptian terms, chambers of consciousness. Each area of the body is a portal connecting the person to the physical, emotional, and spiritual worlds. When the conscious millionaire breathes and observes their body, they activate these centers, harmonizing them and allowing energy to flow without obstruction. This energy is not abstract. It influences thoughts, decisions, relationships, and, consequently, financial reality. The millionaire also understands that each cell in the body has its own intelligence. Modern research confirms that the heart, intestines, and even individual cells emit electromagnetic signals that impact the nervous system and surrounding environment. When the body is aligned and coherent, these cells function in synchrony, creating an internal resonance that reflects in external results. Wealth, in this sense, is not just money, but a manifestation of harmony, health, and freely flowing energy. Reflecting deeply on this concept leads to another revelation. The body is the map of the life we live and the potential we have yet to access. Every tension or blockage indicates areas that require attention, understanding, or release. The conscious millionaire does not fear looking inward. They understand that unlocking the inner temple is essential to unlocking external wealth. Each conscious breath, every moment of attention, every observing pause is like restoring stones in the temple, channeling vital energy to all areas of life. Another layer of this understanding is the relationship between body, mind, and emotion. The conscious millionaire realizes that isolated thoughts without bodily coherence do not create lasting results. Success and abundance emerge only when the mind, heart, and body are aligned, vibrating at the same frequency. This means that each financial decision, negotiation, or opportunity is not the result of isolated mental effort, but of an internal harmony that manifests externally in a natural and powerful way. Connection with the inner temple also transforms the perception of wealth. The conscious millionaire understands that abundance is not just about having, but about being. They are wealth, creativity, presence, and living energy. Each deep breath, each moment of mindfulness, and each intentional action is not just a tool for gaining more money. It is a way to embody wealth on all levels of existence. They become a point of coherence in a chaotic world, naturally attracting opportunities and resources. Awareness of the body as a temple also allows the millionaire to create healthy boundaries and protect their energy. They understand that their energetic field influences everything around them. Tense breathing, constant worry, and chronic stress not only drain their energy, but disrupt the environment and relationships. By cultivating presence, coherence, and alignment, they emanate peace, confidence, and magnetism, becoming a magnet for circumstances that favor growth, success, and prosperity. Ultimately, the conscious millionaire realizes that the path to true wealth is a journey of internal self-mastery. The body, mind, and spirit are interconnected tools that, when harmonized, create a magnetic field of abundance. They do not rely on external formulas or superficial techniques. Their wealth arises from deep awareness of their inner temple, intentional breathing, conscious observation, and unwavering presence. Building this inner temple is not a one-time event, but a continuous practice. Each day offers opportunities to align body and consciousness, dissolve old blockages, adjust breathing patterns, and harmonize energy. The conscious millionaire understands that every step on this internal journey is not just self-care. It is co-creation of their reality where wealth, health, relationships, and purpose converge naturally. And so, when reflecting on the inner temple, we realize that being a millionaire is more than possessing material wealth. It is being a coherent channel for the universe's creative energy, allowing abundance, opportunities, and connections to flow effortlessly. It is recognizing that each conscious breath, each moment of presence, and each attention devoted to the body is an act that shapes external reality. The conscious millionaire does not merely live life. They inhabit their inner temple, and from this sacred place, everything manifests with clarity, power, and abundance. The millionaire and the frequency of abundance. How to align energy and wealth. The conscious millionaire understands a fundamental truth. Wealth is not merely an external state, but an internal frequency. Just as a radio station can only be heard when you tune into the right frequency, abundance can only manifest when your inner energy aligns with it. It is not just about practical actions, financial calculations, or business strategies, although all of these have their place. What sets the conscious millionaire apart is the ability to live in harmony with the vibration of prosperity, naturally creating opportunities, resources, and connections that reflect his inner state. Many people believe they must chase wealth, as if it were out of reach and available only to a select few. This mindset creates scarcity, anxiety, and a cycle of constant frustration. The millionaire, however, reverses this logic. He understands that wealth is attracted, not pursued. Just as a magnet attracts iron by the simple fact of being what it is, a person attuned to abundance attracts prosperity by the simple fact of emanating that frequency. The first reflection that arises from this understanding is, what frequency are you emitting daily? If your thoughts are dominated by fear, insecurity, comparison, and scarcity, your energy vibrates at a low frequency that can only attract more loss, over-effort, and lack. But when you cultivate gratitude, clarity, faith, and vision, your energy field expands and begins to resonate with universal abundance. The external reality is nothing more than a reflection of the inner music you play. The conscious millionaire develops habits that reinforce this tuning. He understands that emotions are frequency signals. Anxiety is a sign of misalignment. Inner peace is a sign of harmony with life's flow. Thus, he learns not to resist emotions, but to observe them, understand their messages, and then return to a coherent state. This practice transforms every challenge into an opportunity to align even more deeply with the frequency of prosperity. Another essential aspect is how the conscious millionaire deals with time. Scarcity always manifests as hurry, fear of not having enough time, anxiety for immediate results. Abundance, on the other hand, flows in harmony with time, understanding that every seed germinates in its proper rhythm. This active patience, far from being passivity, is a state of complete trust. The millionaire does not live in the tension of urgency, but in the serenity of one who knows that the universe is constantly conspiring in his favor. Reflecting on the frequency of abundance also leads us to the importance of environment. Just as a single out-of-tune instrument can compromise an entire orchestra, people and places vibrating in fear, complaint, and negativity can drain energy. The conscious millionaire protects his field, surrounding himself with voices, places, and experiences that reinforce the vibration of prosperity. He understands that his energy is his most valuable asset and therefore does not waste it on relationships, habits, or thoughts that reduce his resonance. Spirituality and science converge at this point. Quantum physics has shown that everything in the universe is energy vibrating at different frequencies. The human heart, according to research by the HeartMath Institute, emits electromagnetic waves that extend meters beyond the physical body. When the heart vibrates with gratitude, love, and trust, this field expands and organizes circumstances around it. This is the invisible secret of the millionaire. He does not force the external world. He shapes it from within. This leads us to a deeper reflection. Abundance is not something you create, but something you allow. It already exists. It is everywhere. It permeates the universe. What determines whether you experience it or not is your ability to tune into it. It is like air, always available, but only useful if you breathe consciously. Abundance is always abundant, but manifests fully only for those who live in coherence with it. The conscious millionaire, therefore, makes tuning into this frequency a daily practice. Whether through meditation, prayer, deep breathing, or silence, he creates inner spaces to adjust his vibration. He knows that before making big financial or strategic decisions, he must ensure his frequency is aligned. For a decision made in fear produces limited results, while a decision made in coherence produces expansion. Ultimately, aligning energy and wealth means understanding that being comes before having. The millionaire does not seek wealth to feel abundant. He feels abundant and therefore attracts wealth. This simple yet powerful inversion is the secret many never discover. And the difference is visible. While some live chasing something that always seems to escape, others live naturally attracting because they already vibrate with what they wish to manifest. So we reflect. What music are you playing in your energy field right now? Is it tuned to scarcity or abundance? The answer does not depend on external circumstances, but on the internal choice to tune, every single day, to the frequency of prosperity. True wealth does not begin in the pocket, but in the mind. The millionaire who understands the power of consciousness knows that every thought is a seed planted in the fertile soil of reality. Many believe that being rich is simply the result of hard work or luck. But the essential difference between those who accumulate lasting wealth and those who remain in scarcity lies in the mental pattern that guides their choices. Thoughts shape attitudes, attitudes shape habits, and habits build destinies. The millionaire mindset is not just a mind that desires wealth. It is a mind that already sees itself as abundant before money even manifests. It understands that every creation is first born in the invisible realm, through imagination, vision, and faith. This elevated consciousness recognizes that every emotion and belief becomes a vibration that attracts equivalent circumstances. Thus, those who nurture thoughts of scarcity encounter barriers and limitations, while those who cultivate certainty of abundance open doors that once seemed closed. Transforming thoughts into wealth requires mental discipline. It requires the ability to observe one's own inner dialogue and replace words of defeat with affirmations of victory. It requires learning to silence the voices of fear and amplify the voice of faith. The inner millionaire is not only the one who becomes wealthy, but also the one who knows how to align their mind with the creative energy of the universe. Therefore, if you wish to attract true wealth, begin by asking, what thoughts dominate my mind daily? Do they reflect faith or fear, abundance or scarcity, clarity or confusion? When you commit to raising your consciousness, you naturally elevate your reality. For the mind that thinks like a millionaire creates paths where there once were only walls. If this message spoke to your heart, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Light Within Life, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. And to show that you are aligned with abundance, write in the comments, "I am abundant."